Hello and welcome to the next video. Today we're going to talk about Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars. So Disney has announced that they are interested in bringing back young men like myself to the fold to watch their horrible trash, thrown together piles of nonsense. Forgetting to write a script and forgetting to create a compelling story, Disney has decided that now they're going to stop forgetting those two things and ideally create some enjoyable content that will appeal to young men. They've realized that they cannot change what people like to watch simply by producing absolute garbage time and time again, and then eventually you'll just get used to how horrible their movies are. Lucasfilm announces casting for Star Wars Starfighter. Star Wars Starfighter is Disney's next big idea after the success of Andor to bring back young men into the world of Star Wars. After young men have completely lost interest in this topic in general, as they've been beaten over the head with just god-awful story after god-awful story. Joining the previously announced Ryan Gosling, the film stars Flynn Gray, Matt Smith, Mia Goth, Aaron Pierre, Simon Bird, Jamail Westman, Daniel Ings, and Amy Adams. The only other person I know other than Ryan Gosling is Amy Adams. Star Wars Starfighter is an all-new standalone adventure. The film, which has begun production, is an entirely original story set in a period of time never before explored. Basically, what this story is going to be about is in the future after episode 9. So this is way well into the future, 5 years into the future after episode 9. So we get some concept art and you'll see one important feature of this. That's a child.
That's a child!
And that's an ugly, pimply bitch!
It's not inspiring a lot of hope in me that Disney doesn't realize that every single property seems to have either young children or is focused on some uncompelling, poorly written Mary Sue style character, or the main character is a whiny, incompetent dweeb. So we'll see what happens with this child. I mean, anything is possible at the end of the day. Disney could have turned over a new leaf. I don't have much hope. So next, I've asked ChatGPT to compile some data and let me know what percentage of the audience is still male, how much of the audience is age 25 and under, and this is what it has said. The audience skews male. Star Wars content is roughly 70% more male viewership. Marvel also leans male, 60 to 65 percent male audience. The audience is also aging. For the Marvels, only 19% of viewers were aged 18 to 24 and only 8% were 13 to 17. The under 25 demographic for Marvel has dropped from 33% under 25 in phase 2 to 28% in phase 5. These are abysmal numbers. Many commenters feel the MCU has become a millennial franchise. The storytelling feels mismatched for younger viewers. That is not, I mean, it's sourced from Reddit. That is an understatement. It's an understatement. The writing is terrible. The jokes are unfunny and cringe. It's all horrible.
They fly now? They fly now!
A Q1 2024 Samba TV report shows Gen Z aged 12 to 27 spent 5% of their streaming time on Disney Plus, while 59% went to Netflix. To be honest, Netflix is just as bad, but Disney deserves the boot. Reports highlight that Gen Z is less interested in Disney Plus originals, including Marvel and Star Wars shows, which I remind you, Marvel and Star Wars were acquired specifically to attract young men to the Disney fold. They wanted to capture that young man viewership, and they've completely objectively failed. Completely failed. Disney is responding, new strategy to reconnect. Blah, blah, blah. Disney's realized that they've completely alienated young men between actually 13 to 28, which is effectively an entire generation of men. 2025 Variety analysis piece highlights Disney's effort to recapture young male fans, admitting it previously chased them out. Did they admit that? Let's check the source on this. Disney chased men out of Marvel and Star Wars. Now they want them back. The thing about these things is if the stories were still good, it really wouldn't have been enough to push me away. Like The Force is Female and MCU, it wouldn't have been enough to make me want to not support them. What really pissed me off personally, and I think a lot of people off, is that the stories were also terrible. They were doing all of this and completely forgetting to write a good story. That's the main thing you need to do, is tell me a good story. Disney's low appeal among Gen Z men 13 to 28 pushes a pivot to original stories. You don't need original stories. You need to write good Marvel and Star Wars stories and people will come back. Like what? What are they even talking about? Ignoring the passionate male-leaning fans for Star Wars and Marvel has left both franchises struggling. I don't even know if they ignored them. Like, they seek to remove us from the fan base. And the craziest part about all of this is they will actually still unironically turn around and say that it's sexism that is stopping like these movies from succeeding, when actually the story is horrible. The characters are uncharismatic and they're not interesting. They don't even seem like they're interested in being in the movie half the time. They're like glum, sad losers who complain about everything. But like the reality is, you write bad characters, you write bad stories, and nobody is gonna come out to see them. Tell me why She-Hulk was popular in comic form, but as soon as she comes to the big screen, now Marvel fans are sexist. Does that make any sense? Maybe you just did a horrible job. Maybe you're just terrible at your job and you should be fired. Visiting the Solo set in 2017, George Lucas told director Ron Howard, "Don't forget it's for 12-year-old boys." I think they forgot that it was for people to watch. I don't think they forgot it was for 12-year-old boys. I think they forgot that they wanted people to come watch it. There's virtually nothing that Disney could do at this point to make me have any interest in their next movie. I'm not sure what's motivated Disney to bring young men back to the fold. I personally will not be returning. I'm not that interested. I will pirate Disney's movies if I think they're going to make something that I find interesting, or I'll bum them off my sister who has Disney Plus. I'm not paying Disney a dime until they prove themselves capable of managing properties like Marvel or Star Wars. I don't believe they'll change. I don't believe they have changed. I don't think the staff that they've hired recently has any interest in appealing to young men. I don't think the writers even know how to write good stories. I don't think the directors that they hire are able to actually direct well, because they have so many producers and the writers, and nobody wants to create a good story. They just want to fill their quotas and move on to the next project. It doesn't seem like Disney even really cares about losing money. I mean, maybe if they keep losing hundreds of millions of dollars, they'll eventually care. I don't believe for a second that they actually care that young men aren't watching their properties. They acquired two relatively successful film studios in Lucasfilm for Star Wars and Marvel for obviously the Marvel movies, and they just completely eradicated them and changed it so that we're gonna have the MCU, we're gonna have a Mary Sue in Star Wars, we're gonna say that Princess Leia survives in space, we're just gonna destroy everything, have every single male character be a bumbling loser who's stupid, and then people are just gonna watch it and love it. Let me know what you think. Do you think Disney has changed for the better? Everybody's talking about this right now. I want to know your opinion. I'm curious to know if anyone believes they've changed, to be honest. When the new Starfighter movie comes out, I believe it's going to be the same generic Disney slop. We're going to see no change. We're going to see a complete waste of money. It's going to probably be over budget and full of reshoots. But that's just me. Let me know what your thoughts are. And until next time, peace.